Have you ever thought watercolor pencils were just a cheap version of watercolor? Or maybe you've tried them once and didn't like the results? If so, you'll want to stick around because something major is happening and you might just change your mind about watercolor pencils after today. Hi, I'm Françoise. Welcome back to my channel, your resource for watercolor and watercolor pencil art that looks loose and realistic all at once. Today, I'm painting this breathtaking reference of a spiral galaxy and its black hole, and while I do this, I'll share some really exciting news. Something's changing in the world of watercolor pencils, and there are two big parts to this update. One I've already shared with my audience, and the other one, even better news, I'm excited to share with you all. If you enjoy watercolor pencils, or even if you're just curious, you'll want to hear this. First, let's talk about a technique that's been around for pencil artists, but I've never seen used with watercolor pencils, and ever since I started using it about 2 months ago, it completely transformed the way that I use watercolor pencils. Except for one problem that I'll touch on in the second part of the update. This technique opened up a whole new world of creative possibilities, and it made the process so much faster, easier, and more fun, even though I thought I tried it all. And take it from someone who's been using watercolor pencils consistently for the past 3 years. For example, using sanding paper, I can easily and quickly block in all the colors for an intricate painting like this spiral galaxy, before even activating anything with water. It's incredibly fast and smooth to shape it, and 100% stress-free. I start with turquoise and green, then I add deeper colors like indigo, and water-soluble graphite comes last. And just like that, the base of my painting looks nearly finished. And activating it is just as easy. Because I want a smooth and dreamy finish for this piece, I lightly spray it with water from a distance. Because you see, even with just the way you're going to spray your paper, you're going to get different results. So lots of techniques, lots of possibilities here too. And here in just a few seconds, the colors come alive. This sanding paper method is a major breakthrough that's redefining how watercolor pencils can be used. It's faster than coloring for large surfaces, a lot easier than traditional watercolor, and a lot more fun and creative than using the swatch method. But this is just the beginning. This is just one painting, one example, because watercolor pencils are capable of a lot more than most people realize. And that's why I've created my brand new watercolor pencil mastery course for beginners and intermediates who want to learn to use these pencils to their full potential and get rid of streaky washes for good. Inside, you'll access a structured path and learn all the techniques that I know, including the sanding paper technique, the swatch technique, traditional coloring, which by the way are 3 ways to start a painting depending on the project you're tackling. I'll teach you why that is and also share many more ways to use the sanding paper technique because it's not just to block in the main colors in the painting. You'll get to learn that and so much more with over 25 projects so you can confidently paint anything you like, whether it is landscape, portrait, wildlife, or still life. The course is linked in the description below, and if you join before May 6, 2025, you'll lock in the special launch price, which honestly is a steal for all the value that's inside this course. You'll also get access to bonus modules about water-soluble pencils and a full series of mini coaching videos to help you fix common mistakes. And after that, the price will go up, so now is the perfect time to jump in. Back to our painting. So using sanding paper here allowed me to get a smooth background in minutes. Watercolor pencils also don't bleed as much as traditional watercolor, which makes it easier to control the colors even after activation. And that is another huge and often overlooked benefit of the medium. In other projects, I love using a more expressive style, and the sanding technique adapts to this too. This is one of the many examples from the course. And now with this painting, another, as right now I'm adding stirs by sprinkling white powder from the white watercolor pencil onto the wet surface. The effect is beautiful, and it's just one of many ways this method can add magic to your art. If you want to check it out, I've featured a bunch of those methods in my recent videos here. Now I want to talk about something important. When I first shared about the sanding paper technique here, Some viewers raised concerns about potential toxicity in watercolor pencils, especially with colors labeled as cadmium or cobalt something, which are known to be toxic heavy metals. Because giving you accurate information matters to me, I reached out directly to Faber-Castell, whose Arbor watercolor pencils I use all the time, and even to Derwent, whose Inktense and Graphitint pencils I also love and I know are all very popular in the community. And both companies responded clearly and consistently. They confirmed that their watercolor pencils and water-soluble pencils do not contain dangerous materials and are non-toxic, even if some colors are named after traditional pigments. They also stated that the powder and fragments from the leads are safe to reuse. I explained why I was asking, that it was important, and they were very kind to send me some official data safety sheets. Now, of course, it's important to stay cautious because I cannot guarantee that every other brand follows the same standards. Always check their safety information for yourself. With the ones I use, I can now fully and confidently include the sanding paper technique as part of watercolor and water-soluble art, and I can do that on a daily basis if I want to. So what is your go-to brand? Please let everyone know below, and if you don't have one yet, I hope that this inspires you to start using this fantastic medium because it deserves it. Watercolor pencils are changing and it's opening up a whole new world of what's possible. If you're excited about this and you want me to guide you, make sure to check out my watercolor pencil mastery course linked below or watch this next to learn more about it. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.